Hello, guys. This is Brown Sugar Talks with Sugar Sugar. Anyway, I was today I want to discuss the movie Get Out, and not really discuss the movie because, guys, I did not finish the movie. Like I did not get a chance to watch the movie fully and all the way through. So I just want to discuss like the way that I felt as a black woman as far as like watching the movie. And I know it's just like one black character to relate to, which was the girl who was like transformed into the grandmother, and then there was the black cop that was relatable or whatever, where she was like, I just don't believe you, like I really don't believe you. Okay. And then she brought in people to like help her talk about what was going on or whatever. But okay, so this is my situation. It's like Get Out. If they do a Get Out too, I hope that they do it from the perspective of a black woman, because it's like just recently, like it's almost like you feel like black women are not heard. I just read this article that was about the women's conference with Jessica Williams, Selma Hayek, and Shirley MacLaine. And in this article, they basically like discuss like how each person experiences things differently. So when Jessica Williams, as a black woman, was saying, "Hey, you know what? Um, I feel that I'm not." That she feels like some things are not the same for her as they are for other people, for her and transgender people. So she felt like, well, as far as that goes, our voices are never heard. It's almost like um, we are silenced as far as that goes. Like, so it's almost like we're already pushed into a sunken place. Once we're in a sunken place, what they do is they then take our ideas. So for me, the movie was like really prominent when that guy was like, I want to see the world through your eyes. So it was like, wait a minute. That's just like what black women go through every day. Let's bring up the subject of weave. I was on Twitter. I realized from one follower or whatever, from one person I was following, that basically weave has been used through Africa, like since the beginning of time. In the 1940s, thread was used. There's evidence in the books that thread was used to help grow hair. To make your hair be a little bit longer or whatever. Um, so there's been a situation of whatever, like where we are ridiculed for our looks, and then somebody else comes and takes that idea away from us. And then if we say anything about it, we're angry, or we're salty, or we're mad. And it's like, no, 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 no. I'm just getting you to see the point. For me, this was a realization when I was watching some home cooking network show, and the lady says, well, you know what? If you have old butter bowls, just go ahead and use those. Forget about that Tupperware. It's just a cheap way to get food to other people's homes. It's like, wait a minute. We've been doing that for since the beginning of time. Since government cheese was on the line and we had to like have extra dishes to put things away. So come on, for real. That's like So anyway, this Get Out thing. I was thinking, man, it would be beautiful if the next one was done from the perspective of a black woman, because we are always put in a situation where somebody takes your idea. Somebody acts like they don't hear you, but then they have your idea. Or when you're speaking, the whole room is still doing what they want to do, and then they take your idea. So this right here Get Out is just like a basic representation of that. Like for me it is anyway. And I just want to see it from like another person's perspective. And then the whole thing of like the black woman not believing him or whatever. I don't really know how that plays in yet. Maybe later on, after I think about it a little bit, I might be able to have a discussion about that. But I want to see Get Out too. Where we're like where we could be heard and seen. You know what I'm saying? Like where at the end somebody actually knows that you taking things from me. Like you actually look at me and you take my culture. Like you actually do that. And then the part that really gets me now that I'm a parent, it's almost like if my son needs almond milk and not regular milk, and I say I want to provide him with that, and you tell me no because it's not a food allergy or whatever, or because no, that's a dietary need. That's a dietary need. So don't tell me that. It's almost like people now, they you don't want to accept me as an American. Okay, I'm not good enough to be that. But then when it comes to my priorities and my needs, then I'm American. I'm just, what I'm saying, I'm just so part of this country. Like I'm you and you're me. No, does not work that way because I actually have a culture too. Um, so again, that's another example of just like being in a sunken place. I have what I need to provide to my child, and you're telling me that that's not going to work because it's not how you see it. Okay. Um, the other thing is, it's like the just being able to relate. And I believe that uh, with the TV and everything, like we're in a situation where men think that women are superheroes, but they themselves are not. Like it's almost like, okay, well, I had one guy that I was dating. He says, well, I hold women to a higher standard than I hold myself. So what is that standard that you hold yourself? So it's almost like, well, you can't help me clean, or you can't clean my car, or you can't. It's things that you feel like is not good enough for you, but are you going to help me do those things? Are you going to help me accomplish those things? And are you accomplishing those things for yourself? So it's almost like, okay, wait a minute. You're judging me and I go above and beyond more than you do. And so then it's almost like, okay, well, he feels like that's acceptable. And I think that that's coming from this point of it being put like we can do everything. And we can't. I cannot be all things at once. And I give that honor to Miss Nicki Minaj and her pickle juice speech, where she says she can't be all things at once. We have to be great moms. Oh, we got to be so sweet and endearing. Um, you have to also be then you have to also be uh, a great person that cleans up your house all the time. You have to also keep your car clean. Your children have to always behave, and you always have to cook every day. That's a lot to accomplish. And if any woman does, I give her props. But this woman doesn't. And so I like to keep that part real. Um, and you can't be all those things because sometimes you do get angry. Sometimes you do get frustrated. Sometimes you're not able to clean. Sometimes you're not able to keep your child well behaved. Sometimes your child has problems at school. Sometimes your child doesn't have problems at school. Sometimes you have problems paying your bills. Sometimes you don't have problems paying your bills. Sometimes emergencies come up. Sometimes emergencies don't. Sometimes you have extra money to go shopping, and then some white woman follows you around and asks you, how did you get the money? Anyway, so sometimes those things do happen. And um again, I just feel like really I really want to feel represented in this movie. And I kind of did, but it's almost like I feel like there's more. There's more to tell about the black woman story. When I saw that girl unhooked that phone, the person, she was coming out of the sucky place. So I'm thinking that the woman went and unhooked the phone, the grandmother, because the girl knew that she wanted to be seen and she wanted to be heard. That when that tear dropped from her eye, that was a very pivotal moment in the movie. Because the only time that we are seen or heard is when we're enraged and when we have to actually like talk over everybody else. And guess what? Some of us are just not that rude. Which I felt Jessica Williams, she just wasn't that rude. She was just like letting her know that my experience as a black woman is totally different. So Selma Hayek took that chance to overlook her, and so did Shirley MacLaine. They're saying, well, she needs to view it in a different way. And no, she doesn't. She needs to see it the way that she sees it because that's her life and that's her experience. And you can't tell me how to experience that life as an American citizen. And so many times people feel like because we're black and we were already here or whatever, that there is a big that so many other people have overcome, like we're the second race or something like that. And then I know that sometimes black people feel like Hispanics may feel like they're closer to being the next race or whatever. Why would we want to feel closer to somebody that already has a warped idea of life anyway? So it's almost like really, if Selma would have really listened to Jessica, she would have heard her. But instead, it was almost like just change your perspective. And you cannot change your perspective, because changing your perspective would mean changing your color. And changing your color would mean changing your experience. See, that just doesn't happen. And so to that, I always want to say, like, well, I want to tell this story. One day I'm at a coffee shop. I go to this coffee shop every day. I see this same woman every day. She has her purse on the counter, and people think that we don't notice these things, whatever, for whatever reason. I'm a professional woman. I have my own money. I pay my own bills. And I'm not a thief. So I go in there, and again, I'm here with this woman every day, and she wants to put, I guess, money or something in her pocket. So she looks back at me, and then she looks forward, and I'm looking like, wait a minute, what's going on? So she keeps looking at me for whatever reason. But you see me every morning. You see me 2 or 3 mornings in a row. So what's the problem? So then she slips the money into her pocket or whatever she's flipping into her pocket and moves her purse over. I just go ahead and take myself back, because guess what? I don't want to be accused by somebody, like them thinking that I want something from you. People, like, I'm sorry, but most black people, they don't want anything from you. I'd rather earn those things myself. I barely even want some man to come in here and give me anything. So it's almost like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What is your problem? Because I'm actually more afraid of you than you are of me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you lie, guess what? People just take it as truth. It's been shown throughout history. Entire towns have been burned down because of that. So all I'm saying is just basically, like, I feel like Get Out 2 needs to be based on, like, just the situations that black women go through too. Because we're silenced at all times. And we're not heard most of the time. And then you come and you show us that you heard us by showing our ideas to the world. So, anyway, don't forget that we always take song requests and shout outs. Just post on our Facebook wall at RP Entertainment. That's the first word, and the second word is radio. Or you can tweet us at RPENTREQSTLINE. Or if you want to hear your own voice on our station, call us on Uvu at RPENT Radio. Every day at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, you can check out Stephanie Marie with Porch Talk. Miss Shine comes on at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time in her Real Talk sessions. DJ Shablaz, Wednesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. DJ Mix, that's his DJ Mix. DJ Byron D, Friday nights with his Lit Mix from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And every Sunday is Slow Jams, 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. with Standard Time. And your host at that time is Mr. All Mills. And of course, me at 6 p.m. with Sugar from Brown Sugar Talks. So my question today, guys, is, do you as a black woman, or even as a black man, ever feel like you've been in a sunken place where your voice hasn't been heard and your opinion is pushed aside? Please let me know in my opinions on Brown Sugar Talks. Thank you so much and have a great day. Remember to glow up, to show out. Thank you. Brown Sugar signing off.